said no, or people that, steadfastly exposed a corrupt politician who ended up going to jail. Because a lot of what's good in the world is standing up against these bad people.
Yeah, feeling like you're not alone when you stand up. Okay, Javier says, hi Alex, I wonder if you have heard of Dr. Scott McQuaid, if he's credible. He's the founder of the Inner Circle.
No, haven't heard of that.
Okay, I'll look into that for you then. User Rev says, Obama is passing another executive order soon. Did you look into them at all? They're dated May 21st in 2012. He wants to transfer some quadrants of the ocean now under U.S. control directly to the United Nations. Signed, sealed, delivered.
Yes, I saw that and a couple days ago, and it got lost in the mix, and I should absolutely cover that tonight on the Nightly News.
There you go. All right, Rev, you're going to be you're bringing it to the news.
I've got to get on that. In fact, I've got to go shoot the news right now. Right after this, will you guys go type in new executive order, yes. Obama new executive order, law of the sea. I know that the UN and Bilderberg are particularly mad they can't get everything signed over to the UN as a way to tax the nation states. And they've had Trent Lott out pushing and everybody. They want law of the sea because that's a big taxing mechanism. They want carbon taxes, not for the environment, but to be absolutely able to dominate the globe. That's a global government. If 75% of the world is salt, about a percentage and a half is fresh, that's 76.5%, not even counting underground aquifers. They're saying the UN's going to run all our major rivers. Anything that touches an ocean or a gulf, a sea, it's a huge global power grab. Congress is announcing they want to sign over the internet to the UN. And again, the UN is just run by big mega banks. Only the Security Council has power on all those nations voting, and all that does nothing. Even if you wanted other nations to be able to vote on what you were doing, the big banks can go lobby them to get them to vote the way they want because they're all so poor, and the globalists have kept them that way. But here, it's the G8 inside the National Security Council, inside the UN Security Council, that totally controls it. So it was created by the Rockefellers in '45 to transfer our sovereignty into piecemeal by treaty. Big deal.
Yeah.
Big deal. And I saw that he was talking about an executive order 2 days ago to do it. But if that's the case, territorial waters, I knew they were trying to hand stuff over to Russia off Alaska. My God, is there no end to this?
He's the president. He's passed the most executive orders of any president.
And he promised not to. He promised not to hire lobbyists. Hired the most. Promised to be the most transparent, the most untransparent. Right. Promised to not take banker money. Took the most. It's just
propagated ideas.
Well, when you saw all of Hollywood and TV get behind him and say he might be Jesus and the one and all this, I mean, come on, folks. These are the people that sell you all this crud. When the whole system gets behind somebody, look out.
Yeah. Constitutional World Order user writes, at what point do we decide that a new system needs to be installed? Will we continue to protest a system that doesn't adhere to our cries? Or do we resort to violence against the system? Or do we build a new idea that no army can stand against, an army of ideas standing together?
We have to agree on what those ideas are first.
Yeah.
But I mean, just the term being used here, Constitutional World Order.
That's the username.
No, I like that idea, but
cool.
Even before I heard what they had to say, just the idea of constitutional world order. People like Lord Monckton, I'll show you a shot of this right here. People like Lord Monckton, they say we've got to have a world system against the UN dictatorial world government, and that it would be alliances of nations who agree with each other's ideas, forming a global federation. The problem with that is that different subgroups will get together, you'll have intrigue, and you'll end up unifying this just like this is unified. That's the big danger in anything like this. And inside a planetary system, if there are still sovereign nations, if you get a Hitler and he takes over this country and takes over this country and gets to this country, then in an emergency, and that's what the globalists did, they got us a League of Nations and then a UN out of world wars. They started. These documents have been declassified and released. We've been covering this. They actually, the whole time, England, the US, and others, were funding Hitler in World War I, before that, getting the war started, so that this big guy would rise. He didn't work for him. They just helped get him in place and profiled him and encouraged him. that there was going to be a treaty with England that had been signed, that the deputy Führer tried to deliver and then got arrested, and that, you know, there were deals with the U.S. and all this stuff. Hitler had almost done a coup here, working with the Bushes, Prescott Bush, but I mean, that gets more into complex history. So to get nations into this world government, they created a false dichotomy between a bloc over here that would attack this bloc, then this bloc dominates them, then Bilderberg is created, and you merge these two blocs. You understand how that works? And that's how their Hegelian dialectic and the synthesis worked, is through this program. And so that's why today, and they talk about this in the latest Bilderberg documents we got from '66, they need other threats to keep the world. So they have Al-Qaeda, Al-CIA, duh. You know, you have the West over here. Oh my gosh, Al-Qaeda. Oh, Russia. Russia's going to get us right here. Oh, China. Meanwhile, the globalists are funding all these groups too. And again, the real thing is they're unifying the planet with a global corporate government against not very good, but against this. You understand? It's full spectrum dominance. They'll play all the different parts off against each other because they're going after the whole. You're like, well, does it make sense? Why are they funding Al-Qaeda if they're fighting them? They have to have Al-Qaeda in an area if they're going to have an excuse to come take it over. Or if they're going to have an excuse to have the TSA come after you within the homeland. Can't draw good for the United States. Anyways, there it is. All right, so I hope that answers that question. What was his original question?
I don't remember now. At what point do you decide that this new system needs to be taken down and a new one needs to be put up? So.
Well, people, I'm not saying he's saying that, but or she's saying that, but people confuse our constitutional republic is not working, so we need something new. No, we had a revolution by the globalists against our constitutional republic. We're now living in lawless globalism, where these special interests do whatever they want. So we want to restore the Bill of Rights and Constitution, which they hate so much because it's so effective against them. That's the answer. Okay, what else is going on here?
Sin Uyghur from the Young Turks has on record spoke out against the bill Obama signed to detain Americans. Is he finally waking up or pulling a Glenn Beck trick?
I forget how you really pronounce his name. You pronounce it wrong. I can't pronounce it.
Okay, yeah,
it's like Sink Uyghur or something. No, I mean, that guy works over there with Al Gore. Al Gore's always wanted tyranny. I really think he's naive. I mean, he left MSNBC because he wouldn't be under their control. So I don't think he's a terrible guy, but he doesn't understand he'd have a bigger audience not even being on current TV. I'm sure he gets paid money or something. I mean, it has no audience. See, that's why they want to censor the internet now.
Yeah.
Because MSNBC has almost no audience. I mean, my little show is bigger than them. Just in Alexa or Google Analytics. Just my radio show is much bigger than MSNBC. I mean, their whole network combined, yeah, but they probably make 50 times the money we do, which is not even our goal, but if we had that money, we could be a lot bigger and effectively challenge them. That's why they know now that they're in trouble, so they're trying to come in with internet censorship and the rest of them. And I don't want to just sit here and say bad things about the Young Turk guy. It's just that, you know, one time I said in a video, I'm bigger than the Young Turks. And he took one YouTube channel and said, no, I'm bigger than you. And he didn't take all of our channels, and he didn't take our web ratings on Alexa. He didn't take XM, the satellites, all that stuff. Whereas if you look at, you know, well, if you go to Google Analytics, I don't have it here in front of me, but I'm trying to pull up the actual data in my mind. I mean, here's Young Turks, and here's INFOWARS. I mean, our total traffic on Google's like this. They're just flatlined down here. They're not even, I mean, it's not even a debate. And then he made a big joke out of it, like I was going, hey, I'm bigger and better than you. No, that's not what it was even about. I was talking about how there's mainstream media that now, just like Time or Newsweek has the Daily Beast, they're trying to act like they're alternative now. And so I'm saying that's what the Young Turks are, is they're just the system trying to take something that is alternative media, they were alternative media, and bringing it in but trying to control it.
Manipulate. Yeah.
Exactly. So I was pointing out that this is the establishment trying to take on alternative media colorations. Even though you come from a leftist perspective, you were alternative media. And I was saying, you figured that out, so you left MSNBC, but you jumped right back in to Al Gore trying to talk like the alternative. And again, it's not like I have all the answers either. In fact, I don't even, it's one of their questions. I shouldn't even have got off into it. But anyways.
And the last question brought to you by Rembrandt 10. Hi Alex, I'm 23, living in Ontario, Canada, and I have no job and I'm feeling vulnerable to the New World Order tactics. My question is it safe to be taking materials that address themselves being about Catholicism, Freemasonry from my public library?
Driving down the road is not safe. Everything kills you. What's not safe is that people think they're being watched, and that's why the system has said, yeah, we're watching what you check out. Yeah, we go to Borders and Barnes and Nobles, the government says, and get a list of what you're buying. That's why they always want your info, even if you're paying cash. So we're in that tyranny. I fought all this data mining before it was ubiquitous, before it was in place across the board, because I knew it was criminal and a sign of tyranny. But now that it's all in place and the CIA director says they're watching us and listening to us without warrants, don't let it intimidate you. Let it be information you use to expose the fact that they're lawless and criminal. It's that simple. So don't let these people intimidate you. But yeah, if you're getting things out of there about Catholicism or about Freemasonry, more and more they want the systems digitized so they know what you're reading. But that doesn't mean you need to be scared. All of us need to be reading and researching, and you can try to arrest us all. If we ever get to that point, which we're starting to get to, where people are like, oh my God, I better not visit this website, like INFOWARS.com, I better not go to the library, they've already won. The answer to this 1984 system is 1776. And what does that mean? If you're scared, you should be out there doing street art to expose these people. You should be starting your own radio show online, your own YouTube videos. The fact that you're afraid, you should go out and protest, because you should be afraid. You should be afraid of not challenging these crooks, because if they do fully get into power, it's over. Okay? It's that simple. And wow, 11 questions. I'm going to go shoot the nightly news. If you guys can find me that particular executive order. I heard he was talking about it. I didn't know. I guess he's already done it, or maybe these haven't been released yet. But try to find out. I can mention that at the end of the nightly news tonight, and cover that on the radio tomorrow. But this is really good. Awesome. PlanetInfowars.com, and at least every week we'll take 10 or 11 questions, and we will answer them here for you. And I think it's also important that after you've uploaded this at PlanetInfowars.com, make sure we start giving this to Aaron or Jacobson or somebody else. We need to start posting these on the YouTube channel too.
Cool. Absolutely. And
they can put a Planet Infowars bug on there. So folks watching out there, want to ask me questions? Go get a free membership, create your own group, create your own profile, PlanetInfowars.com. Thanks a lot, guys. Sick of the globalist eugenicist control freaks adding poison to your water and laughing as you get sick and die? Start purifying your water with ProPure. My friends, I've done a lot of research, and the best gravity filter out there, bar none, is ProPure, and it's available discounted at INFOWARS.com. Its filters are silver impregnated to prevent bacterial growth. There's no priming required. It's NSF 42 certified. Optional fluoride filters can reduce fluoride up to 95%. Easy to set up and use. Doesn't require electricity. Purify water from lakes, streams, ponds, and wells. This filter system leaves in beneficial minerals, which is key. Save money by not buying bottled water and avoid BPA that leaches from the plastic. ProPure is the best gravity